My name is Chris Hadfield. I'm an astronaut. I flew in space 3 times. I flew the NASA space shuttle twice, and I flew the Russian Soyuz once. And I lived in space for just under half a year. I've been around the world 2,650 times. And I got to command a spaceship. I was the commander of the International Space Station. An amazing sequence of events. Look, I'm back on Earth. As astronauts, we live in sort of video games, simulators, virtual reality simulators, because it allows us to visualize accurately being on board a spaceship and therefore get ready for it.
Let's get out of here! They won't soon forget that.
A game like Starlink becomes compelling and visual enough that you can actually really truly imagine yourself doing some of these things. But it begins, just like me as a little boy with a comic book. You have to allow yourself to imagine something that hasn't been part of your normal life so far. But the whole purpose of these toys is really just to open the imagination, to see the huge variety of what things can look like in order to still accomplish the same sort of purpose.
It's go time, boys! Falco here. I got you covered.
This one looks very utilitarian. This is a battleship of a ship. It's fun to see what fantasy crosses with reality. I'm always looking at the practicality of ships and where is the efficiency of design and where have we gone into our artistic license. This is cool. It's fun. Makes you imagine. So this one, it's an entirely different environment inside because the pilot of this ship is from a world that's quite different than Earth. So I think they need to keep the environment inside as if you were at the bottom of the sea. And that's a pretty reasonable thing. If we find life somewhere else in the universe, I don't expect it'll be just like us.
We got one!
Starlink database updated.
Come on, let's do this.
This one obviously has a very heavy electric propulsion system, which we need right now. It's our best guess is to have some sort of electric accelerator in order to be able to give us continuous thrust over a large distance. But to get as far as the Pleiades, which is a basic assumption of this game, we have to solve some problems in physics that we have no idea how to solve right now. The distances are just so enormous, 425 light years. We don't know how to go faster than light. But we didn't used to know how to go faster than sound. We didn't used to know all sorts of things. And maybe it'll look something like this. Who knows? The E-19. It's very pointy. In the vacuum of space, you do not need things to be pointy. Even when you're coming into an atmosphere, you don't want to point on the front of your ship because that's where all of the heat generates, and there's no material in the world that is that small that can take that much heat. But that's assuming the technology that I understand. And so, yeah, if it's just a toy that's sitting on the shelf, that's one thing. But if you can take it apart and then reconfigure it to your own liking and put, all the different types of characters inside and be those other characters, and then create something that maybe nobody else, a certain combination, has put together to do a thing before, suddenly you're not just an observer, you're part of what's happening. interacting with a game that it's like someone kicking a door open that you never thought you could walk through. And yeah, if the game just becomes the game in itself, then maybe it'll never change who you are. But if you recognize that the ideas of this game, the mind-expanding possibilities of access to the rest of our galaxy, I mean, that to me is important, to allow a young person to imagine a world that doesn't exist yet and see themselves as being part of that change.
Not fast enough. There's so many.
Hang in there!
I think if you want to fly in space, number one, you have to be able to live on board a spaceship a long ways away from home. So you need to be healthy. So take care of your body. Think about what you eat, exercise a little bit every day. Number two, spaceships are complicated, you know, and so you have to understand how things work. You're gonna have to read and study, be curious. Always be trying to find out, why does that work that way? How do things work? And then the third is, no one's gonna trust you to fly a spaceship if you don't know how to make decisions and stick with them. And you can start making decisions and sticking with them anytime. You could say, you know, next month I am going to read 10 pages of a book every day, or I'm going to do 20 push-ups every morning. I'm going to run everywhere, not walk everywhere. I'm going to only eat vegetables this month, whatever. But make a decision and stick with it. And by the end of the month, you'll be a slightly different person. You will have started to turn yourself into somebody different. So I think those are the three big things. Take care of your body, always be studying and learning and changing how much you understand, and learn how to make decisions and stick with them. And for a little kid who grew up in a country like Canada where we didn't even have a space program, for me to have had a chance to command a spaceship and fly 3 times in space, it's almost incredible what can actually happen in life.
Stay alert! You're coming up on the outlaw base!
You think he'll tell us where Wolf is? He might not want to talk.
Oh, he'll talk.
We gotta smoke him out first. Let's get to it.
Hey, you're not supposed to be here. This is Wolf's turf, and you do not want to get on his bad side. Believe me.
We're always on his bad side.
You're Star Fox. Wolf told me about you. Oh, we're in the money now. Everyone, target those ships.
Finally, a good fight. Aim for the turrets on his base. That ought to rile him up.
Eject!
Not too shabby.
Nice shot!
My ship! till Wolf hears about this!
Nice shooting, Fox.
Thanks.
Wait! He didn't tell us where Wolf is.
That dimwit doesn't know where his own tail is. But he might have left something in his base that can help.
Hey, just, watch for traps. Mama's still gotta get paid.